Welcome everyone to the fuck.
You did it, man!
Congratulations!
Achievement unlocked.
Now I know why we have 20 subs.
19 subscribed this week.
Yes.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Quiet Hour podcast.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
How you guys doing? How you guys been?
Pretty good.
Pretty good? Yeah? We had spring break just recently, so we got some new stuff to talk about. We can talk about whatever. Because I briefly talked with Casey about this. Haven't been playing too many new games necessarily, but this is not necessarily only gaming. We can talk about wherever the fuck we've been watching, movies we've seen. I've been using it to talk about some books to throw in some variety.
Mm-hmm.
So, if anything that y'all want to talk about, so let's jump right into it. Who wants to go first?
I have a newfound hatred of turtles.
Oh,
and ghosts.
I see what you did there. Yeah, if you've seen the finale for Luigi's Mansion, you will definitely understand Casey's rage.
You're pretty salty.
It was very salty, dude.
But in all seriousness, let's see. So
yeah, actually, now that we're done with Luigi's Mansion, thoughts on actual serious thoughts on
on the
finishing
game,
the series.
like how I would finishing the series or
both, either or. Just voice your opinion.
on the game. I think the biggest issue with the game is definitely the controls. The inverted axis is a lot with when controlling the vacuum and whatnot, and I think that's the biggest drawback to that game. The fact that you can't change that.
Sure.
But I think gameplay wise, I'm just terrible at it. If I knew how to because there's a specific way to catch ghosts. The big ghost the best way, and I know I don't know how to do it. That's
not necessarily your fault though. Imagine if you were playing it blind for the first time, you obviously wouldn't know that.
They tell you this is how you catch ghosts in the beginning, and I do that, and it works to an extent.
Here's your shitty house.
That's a better way.
Make you waste this game for 7 hours of your life.
And then I forgot. It's not even a 7-hour game. It's shorter than that.
5 hour.
4 hour game.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. It's too short. It's enjoyable, but it's too short.
The one thing I was going to say, and I kind of tried to voice this opinion during our actual episodes, but I don't think I really got into it too deep, was that I felt the very beginning of the game was super well fleshed out and super well done.
Yeah, you think you expressed that at one point.
Yeah, and the first 3, that entire first area when you come back in with the Poltergeist 3000 and you suck up the dad, mom, and Chauncey. I thought that area, maybe it's just super just nostalgic for me, but that area I think is great, and then when it opens up the first big hallway and you have all of these rooms to go to, I feel it's oh my god, this is awesome, it's so much fun. I feel that entire first area and from there on is great and it's well done. But when we were hitting those last couple rooms and it was just where you just had to fight 8 of those paintings, but each of them had 3 ghosts in it, and then some of those last few rooms, I'm telling you, were just super not clever.
Let's make you backtrack all the way downstairs.
And that's another thing too. The backtracking in that game was almost
I'm certain that there's a key to unlock that door in between the hallway.
Where would we have gotten?
How do
I honestly don't know.
Huh.
I don't know.
How do the speedrunners catch the booze when they're going back and forth between
There's
rooms?
a method to catch booze extremely well, and it's kind of RNG on that.
The 300 one that went left and right, left and
right,
left and right.
Yep.
That was part 13, I think.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
It was pretty gross. But other than that, it's another, it's like I was saying before, it's a super nostalgia case. Because, that's a game that I think we all kind of, had in our childhood to an extent.
I only got as far as saving, 2 toads, and that's it.
Oh, sure. But like it's still a game that like we all had around, and for me it's super nostalgic. But like like 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10. It's not terrible, but it's still good. It's still a fun time. I'm glad we did it. Like,
definitely.
I remember before we really started Quiet Hour Gaming, when we were first kind of like talking about it, we were like, dude, gotta do a series of Luigi's Mansion. Like, we were super pumped for it, like how we're super pumped for all of our new series now.
Oh, yeah.
Because, it's just like once you're in the middle of it and you really see all the bullshit that's behind,
Definitely.
The illusion of, nostalgia and all that. But anyway, so that's done. Anyway, we're moving on to new stuff. So, other than Luigi's Mansion, have y'all been playing anything new? Been seeing any good movies? Anything?
Heroes of the Storm got a new update.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah, they're changing the game to be more free to play. So it's like...
Okay, how do you feel about that?
I like it, because I'm getting free shit.
Oh, okay,
I don't
for
have to pay for skins or anything.
Oh, really?
Like, I got this legendary skin in the loot crate. It's kind of like cool. Overwatch, where there's different skins, but there's like different tints of the skins and stuff like that.
But then like it's kind of different because Overwatch is like a game you have to pay for up front. So they're making their business model more like Overwatch.
No, it's still download free to play.
Okay,
it's all free to play. Like
I feel like that makes
they're giving more access to players to earn more stuff. They're trying to make it more rewarding. Like voice lines, sprays. You get banners when you like take down towers and and stuff.
All right.
And you can even get champions and stuff. It's cool.
From like loot boxes, essentially.
Yeah, from loot boxes.
Oh wow.
And there's like this whole agenda and schedule for April to May. They put out the new Diablo 2 Amazon hero, which I'm excited. I haven't played her yet, but I would get her. And then, like, April 17th, they're coming out with the new one. And then I think towards the beginning of May, they're going to come out with the new one. And it's in beta right now. It's not, like, on the American servers or anything.
Okay.
It'll go live probably towards the end of April, beginning of May. But I'm so excited for that. I've been playing it. It's really good.
Oh, all right. Well, hey. That just sounds weird because, like, I'm also just not experienced with heroes.
Yeah.
The fact that... Because the way Overwatch kind of gets around the whole, you pay for the game, but then you can pay extra to get loot boxes, so you can. It's really just like cosmetic shit, right?
Yeah.
But if you can like unlock brand new champions with loot boxes.
Yeah, because I unlocked a Gazlo. I already own him. I unlocked a Gazlo.
Okay.
And if you get the same hero, you just get duplicate currency.
Oh, okay.
That's another thing. There's 2 more currencies. There's gems, which you can buy heroes and stuff with.
Okay.
And then there's the shards, which you use to like craft.
Oh, so you buy it with like an in-game currency, not real money for the heroes?
Yeah, you can use real money to get more in-game currency. It's kind of like League. When you buy right points, it's kind of like that.
You can in League though, all of the cosmetic shit is pretty strictly the Riot points, which you have to purchase. Whereas actually unlocking new champions, so unlocking new content, you can use that with the in-game currency that you earn by playing games.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you still say it's a fair way of like?
I think it's fair.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. They added this dope ass new Diablo skin.
Oh yeah, I remember you guys talking about that.
It actually makes him look like the Diablo from Diablo 3, where he's in the body of a female.
Oh,
so he's he's really skinny, and he's got two Gnasher looking faces on his shoulders.
Oh shit!
And it's like
that's pretty cool.
It looks pretty raw.
Damn, dude.
That's what I've been hyped for right now. But other than that, I have a whole bunch of other games I haven't finished.
Do you want to talk about those?
Earthbound I haven't touched in a long time.
Oh, that's fine. That's chill.
I still have to do that.
Get around to finishing.
I have to do Majora's Mask. I have to do.
So like games that you still need to sit down to
play. Yeah. Fire Emblem's another one.
Dude, telling you gotta do it. So good.
And then I got Skyrim Special Edition for a good deal.
On Xbox One?
On Xbox One.
Yeah,
it was
for sure.
Like $75 and I got it for like $20. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I feel like them porting Skyrim over to the newer consoles, like because if you owned it on Steam with all the DLC, you got it for free. I think because it showed up in my inventory one day.
Yeah.
Or my library or whatever. So I mean, I feel like them porting it over to PS4 and Xbox One is chill because a lot of the people who only play on consoles don't have to play on like. Xbox 360.
I got it on the console because the Best Buy exclusive comes out with the Dovahkiin mask.
Oh yeah.
And it comes with the Steelbook, so I'm like.
Comes with is like a nice special edition, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. That's cool. Mm-hmm. You been playing anything, Casey?
I mean, we're playing a little bit of more Civilization 6.
Oh yeah, you've been playing the new DLC and mods.
Two new DLC Civilizations came out and they're strong as fuck.
Yeah, you told me that they're super war central.
Especially Alexander the Great. He's super war focused. Persia is war and specifically surprise war and surprise war focused and culture focused.
Can I ask you a question? If these new civilizations are super war focused, like you're saying, I got the impression from like all the conversations that we've had before this DLC and all the stuff that I've like watched on stream and whatnot. Like Civ 6, I feel like definitely is more like war focused in general.
Oh, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Definitely.
As opposed to like Civ 5, which with Brave New World got super like fleshed out with the whole culture and the religious stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could still, like, I've had I think I had one game that I beat that no one ever declared war on me.
For Civ 6?
For Civ 6. This is AI on, like, the normal difficulty.
Okay, sure.
Versus, like, in Civ 5, you could probably get away with someone not declaring war on you, which granted was hard, especially towards the end game. If you were trying to do like a culture or science or anything with, especially diplomatic too, because if you're doing diplomatic, really? you would just be pushing your agenda, and everyone would be like,
right.
well, fuck you.
Yeah, they'll just declare war on you.
Exactly, but with this one, it's just like because each player or each AI. Whenever they play that specific leader for a civilization, they have different. They have two agendas. Okay. One of them is an agenda specific to that character.
Sure.
So, for example, there's and when I say leader of a civilization, like for example, Greece has two different leaders.
Okay, that's cool.
There's Pericles, who is more focused around city-states, and there's I think Gorgo, who is the queen of Sparta. So Pericles doesn't like people getting involved with city-states, whereas Gorgo doesn't like people who haven't been to war at least once.
Oh, okay.
So each one
that
has...
makes sense.
Each one, and it's like they'll like civilizations that like, oh, we like you because you have... because you're advanced in science and culture, or we don't like you because you're not advanced in science and culture.
Yeah.
And so each one has their own, which is based on that specific leader, which would be based around like the time frame and the culture of that civilization. And then each one is assigned a random hidden agenda.
Okay.
That
I think I remember this.
That'll be like, for example, one of them is paranoia, where it's like, oh, they don't like people with a large military and a lot of territory, or they might like people with a large military, or they might like people with a lot of territory. They might like people...
And that's completely random.
And that one is random, and that one you cannot see unless you gain access level with that, and that could be through... if you're playing France, you get that access level, so you get to see their second agenda.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely useless in multiplayer.
Ew.
Like, when you think about it, if you're just playing strictly with other people, like France is like always at a disadvantage. But they do have fantastic other abilities, culture based towards the end game.
That's cool.
Like, just straight up doubling tourism and shit.
Wow.
It's so busted. But anyway, so the only way to get this access level is to like become allies, like or good enough friends with them.
Sure.
With that civilization, and then it will reveal it.
Okay.
So like I've had a game where I friended someone, or I became allies with someone who her special agenda was like, I don't like people that backstab me.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Basically what it was. And then her like second agenda turned out to be paranoia, which was like
right.
So, but I was going like culture focused that game, and so it was great because she was going like domination focused.
Oh, Jesus!
And I became her ally. So becoming an ally basically puts you on the same team. So if either one of you wins, you will win that.
Yeah.
So I just kept her as my ally because I had like no military and not that much land.
Please don't fucking kill me.
And it was great too because we were playing on the Pangea map.
And
she like basically all of her cities were like north of me. Like I was on the south end of the continent.
Yeah.
And so in order to get to me, all the other civilizations would have to go through her. And where she got to the point where she was losing so much money, she was asking money from me because of how many units she had. So it was wow. It was actually pretty funny because like that civilization has a special ability of whenever you train a light cavalry unit, you get two.
That just made me thought like, just when you said Pangea, I thought of Pandora from Avatar. And what if they put like that Avatar civilization in the game?
I mean, there's mods. There's mods like that. Transitioning into the next one, there's actually one I think that's really dumb and shouldn't be like one that someone made. It's fucking Legend of Zelda.
Oh, Lord.
Where it's like Hyrule, and like you don't get builder units, you get like a hero of time every new era, and they're like a fucking stupid OP military unit, but they can build like a great fairy fountain, which is a unique tile improvement that gives them a shit ton of culture and a shit ton of faith.
Fuck.
So they're a domination, culture, and religious focus
with like super big bonuses.
Yeah.
And
I just I looked at that and I'm like, why did someone make this?
The 90s hero of time. I'm doing this because a tree told me to.
Yeah. But like I found a lot of other things. Like there's one that was more units, so it gave everyone more unique units, which actually fantastic because you're not being limited to like a specific time frame where like for example. Going back to Civ 5, you know, a lot of some of the late game units are just really strong and like basically overrule the point of playing any other Civ if you're going for domination. Whereas this, it adds late game units to those civilizations that need it. For example, like it makes the Vikings. The Vikings already have 2 unique units, so they only give them 1. But it really helps them out because that unit, whenever it kills someone on the home continent of your capital, it gives you 50% of the strength of the enemy you killed as culture. Which is fantastic because the Vikings don't have anything culture-based whatsoever.
That's good. So it kind of helps balance that out.
Yeah, it helps balance that out. I found a couple other mods that I really like. They're called Take Your Time.
Yeah, you were telling me about this one.
Yeah, personally, I like generally playing the longer times, like the speeds, because like you have different speeds that the game goes, and that depends how much stuff costs to make. You know how long does it take to research stuff in science and culture. Yeah, all these other things. Whereas with the Take Your Time mods, it only slows down the science and culture, and it doesn't affect your production in any way at all. So you can set it on like a quick or an online game speed, which is twice as fast. And you can like really get to enjoy each era.
That's cool.
Which, you know, for like the Vikings, which are a lot of their stuff is like based around the ancient and what's it called? The ancient and medieval era stuff. Sure. Like it really gives a buff to them because you're spending a lot of time in that era. So anyone who gets like specific stuff in that area will be stronger for longer.
Sure.
Especially if they get unique units, because that gives them a chance to like level them up so they become a lot stronger.
That's pretty cool.
So, yeah, I've been playing that. Picked up a new game called Hyper Light Drifter.
Yeah, I've heard good things about that game.
It's definitely challenging. It's very very beautiful in its own way. It's very beautiful graphics in my opinion. Like
it's kind of the pixel arty type deal, huh?
It plays off of that, but the soundtrack is fantastic.
Oh,
like,
yeah? That's cool.
Like, it's very immersive.
Sure.
Like, you feel like the music is just appropriate everywhere. Like,
that's awesome.
It doesn't feel like you're playing a video game. It feels like you're kind of like there. Like, you're, like, more focused on the character. And you're not even thinking about the music because the music is so fitting. But as I said, it's actually very challenging, especially because they're like, hey, we recommend you play this with a controller.
Yeah.
And I'm just
there are a couple games like that.
Keyboard and mouse, extra challenge.
Yeah.
But, so, I mean, I've managed to beat a boss so far, and it was pretty hard. It took me a while to beat it. But it's definitely it definitely makes you learn very quick. There's a very steep learning curve right off the bat because there's like no dialogue whatsoever. It's just like whenever you talk to someone, it just shows you pictures of what you're supposed to do, and it really is like, hey, go explore this really cool world all by yourself.
Yeah, is it kind of like Metroidvania style, like backtracky open world kind of?
I wouldn't say backtracky.
Yeah,
but definitely open world and like explorative.
Yeah. All right, that's cool. That's chill. So you've been enjoying that?
Yeah, pretty combat focused as well.
Yeah,
less about like
kind of like a boss rush type.
No,
no,
not really. I mean,
I don't know too much about the game.
Is it like a Bulletstorm type of deal?
Kind of. I wouldn't say Bulletstorm. More like don't get hit by enemies because you'll get fucked.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like a modern version of like Geometry Wars or Invaders type of deal.
Kinda.
Because you're like moving around, but if you get touched, then you're basically.
No, I mean you have health, but it's like I mean, because you have 5 like hit points. I guess is the best way to describe it. Like the basic enemies do like 1 damage, and then like the boss I fought did like 2 damage per hit. Some enemies that I fought did 2 damage per hit. But I mean, there is stuff that you can like find around the world and bring back to like the central hub area. It's not even really a hub; it's just like the center of the map where you can buy upgrades. So to make you stronger.
You get med packs, or is it health regen?
You can find med packs.
Okay.
And that's what makes it extremely challenging because I got to a point where I had 3 health, and I didn't have any med kits, and I ended up walking into an area where it locks you in, and you got to fight like 5 waves of enemies. Like it took me maybe about 10 minutes to beat it.
Wow.
Because like there were the enemies that did 2 damage per hit, and then there was like a bunch of enemies that did 1 damage per hit, so I'd get hit by the one that did 2, and then like one damage enemy would like swoop in and kill me. Sure. But it felt so satisfying when I finally managed to beat it.
That's good.
It definitely gives you that, you know, this is hard, and we're gonna make you work for it.
But you gotta power through it.
But when you power through it, it feels all that much better. Like when I beat that first boss, like because that took me about another 10 minutes.
You're like, I need a nap. Some chips.
And it wasn't like the rage I experienced with like Luigi's Mansion, where it's like that was clearly like the fucking like I was literally trying to like vacuum up the balls.
Sure.
Like, and it wasn't working.
Yeah.
Like that was the game not working, and that's out of my control. This game is like, if you die,
it's your own fault.
You're like you need to stop. And you say, what did I do that I died?
Yeah.
And what can I do to prevent that? Like, if the enemy like hits you at the last second, it's like, okay, I need to I need to make sure to like dash out of the way with that specific attack pattern.
Yeah. For sure.
So it's definitely like a learn from your mistakes kind of combat.
Definitely.
Adapt to the battlefield.
Sure.
Yeah. All right, Hyper Light Drifters sound pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. a game that I played a couple weeks ago. This actually kind of flows really nicely because I haven't told you about this aspect of this game, but it's called Night in the Woods. So it's a $20 story-based indie title, and I had seen a couple of like people on YouTube playing it, and it looked pretty good. Like the art style is pretty. Casey accidentally exited out of the Audacity thing for a second.
I didn't exit.
Or minimize or whatever.
It doesn't do anything anymore.
Shit. Alright, so, $20 indie game, story-based driven kind of thing. Slightly, like, minimalistic art style. You play this cat named Mae Borowski. And so, there's so many good things about that game. It's
the cat's name.
Yeah. First of all, the cat's name. You have okay. Let's just go down the list here. You got a great soundtrack, similar to what you were saying. Like it feels like just right. And there's a fucking sequence where you can look for constellations, and the little jingle that they play when you're looking for constellations is like the catchiest fucking little song ever. And then, like, so the music's great throughout. The story itself is great. But the real, like, showcase of it all is the characters. Because it's like, every single character is like, I know that guy, you know? And, like, the mom character, who is your mom, and the conversations that you have is like, oh my god, I'm actually talking to my mom right now. How is this real? It gets so like on point with the character interactions, and it's great. So the story itself is great, and I'm going to say like if you want a game that's gonna probably hit close to home in at least one way, like I'd say more ways than one, because there are like subplots to the main story, because you have your friends who all have their own shit going on, that if you like go and interact and like do their little sub quests with them, you'll get to experience what they're going through in life, like aside from what you're dragging them into through the main story, which kind of gets a little bit a little bit paranormal a bit. And so the reason why I was going to say it leads kind of nicely into what you were just saying, Casey, about Hyperlight, is that I'd say on like the third or the fourth day of this game, you get your computer, and your friend who helps fix your computer loads a game on there, and it's this fucking little pixel art style fucking like rush game where and it's interesting because you start out with like 10 hearts or something like that. So like 10 hearts and this little stamina bar where you can do a dash thing to move out of the way. So you every single level is you have to go in, grab a key, get to the gate, and behind the gate there will be a boss. So you keep doing that, and it's pretty simplistic for what it is. But when you notice that as you get to the second level, one of your hearts is grayed out, but you've gained a stamina point. So you'll have 2 dashes, but 1 less health.
Oh.
So you weird. Gain stamina, but you'll lose health each level. So I think I think there's probably about 10 levels or so, something like that. So at that point you only have 1 hit, but you have all of these dashes. So it expects you to get like super fucking good at reacting to the bosses and all the different enemies. So I thought that was I feel like that is a game I would see on Steam for like $10 in of itself.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like I actually feel like it's a pretty damn good like game within a game style thing.
I got Hyper Light Drifter on sale and it was exactly $10,
mm-hmm.
and then the soundtrack was like an extra $3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
there's 9 levels and you have 9 hearts, and every level you lose a heart. You have 9 lives. You're a cat.
Yep. It's pretty fucking good. So, yeah, Night in the Woods is great. I'm trying to... God damn it, Josh, your phone.
Put it on, like, Do Not Disturb.
God damn. So, I'm trying to get Casey to play it, but I understand it. $20 for kind of like a 10-hour indie game is kind of a bit much, but I feel like once you play it, you'll be like...
It's on Steam, right?
It is on Steam. It's also on...
It'll be on sale soon.
Yeah, it'll be... it's relatively recent. I think it might have come out at the beginning of March, but it's a damn good game. And like I said, dude... here's my final selling point on it for you, Casey. So, in the Gravity Falls podcast, you were very outspoken about your love for Seuss.
Yep.
Dude.
There's Tom and Jerry DLC.
What the fuck?
Because it's a cat. But, if you, like, feel that way with Seuss, man... both the two characters, two of your friends, Angus and B, man,
dude, it's gonna touch.
You'll fucking be
right
feeling
here.
it.
It's gonna touch your heart.
I feel like I'm in a sales pitch. Jesus Christ.
No, I'm telling you, dude. Because here's the thing. I was trying to tell you before that it's like the Undertale level of characterizations, and more of just a chill story game.
Casey's like, are there any ghosts in this game?
More on the lines of Luigi's Mansion.
Oh, sure. I just mentioned Undertale, so I got Naps to Luke on the brain.
Yeah.
But anyway, so man, I'm telling you, you'll I'm not saying rush to play it.
I'm saying I'll get it when it comes on sale.
Yeah. No, I'm not. Here's what I'm saying.
I've said that to you 3 different times. All right. And each time you're like, okay, listen.
Man, it'll feel you, right?
Listen, though. This is why I need to get the game. I'm like, Michael, I already said I'm going to get the game when it goes on sale.
But here's the thing. Tumblr will ruin this game. I guarantee you, Tumblr will ruin this game. It is Undertale levels. There are parts of the game where oh my god, that's I see it on Tumblr right now.
Oh,
you know?
God.
But not because it's bad, but because it's so good, and Tumblr likes to fuck everything up that we have. That's good. You know what I mean. So, all I'm gonna say.
Look, man, I'm already sold on it. Just stop. Stop. I just want to wait for the price to drop.
I love that game.
Smashing.
What the fuck? Anyway, so besides that,
the more you try to pitch it to me, the less I want to play it, because you're taking away from the experience by saying these things about it.
It's
I'm
easy playing it. Oh my god.
And I have seen a little bits and pieces of it, with that one character with the poetry.
Oh, Selmers,
which I kind of used in an episode of Luigi's Mansion, the thumbnail of.
Oh,
part
yeah,
11.
Yeah.
Because we started off the episode by doing stupid rhyming shit, and and I kind of did it in the style of how the guy does his poetry, which was for example, it'd be Luigi's Mansion Part 7. This episode not featuring Kevin. Like a dumb rhyme like that.
Yeah.
Whereas if you were just looking at the thumbnail, which granted all of you were, and it was literally just a joke between me and Michael. That's pretty much what it was. But now you can go back and appreciate it.
Hell yeah.
A little bit more.
But yeah, so anyway, Night in the Woods has been great. I just wanted to talk about it on the podcast and try and convince Casey to play it still.
I'm already
Luigi's
gonna
Mansion
buy
finale, Rage Cage.
Anyway, other than that, real quick, I'm just gonna say, both Get Out, fucking, it's probably out of theaters at this point. It was fucking great.
Oh, you know what was a good movie? It was the new King Kong.
Oh yeah? You want to talk about that?
That movie was, you know how the Peter Jackson one was in the 40s or the 1920s or something?
Yeah, when the original film was set,
yeah,
wasn't it?
this one takes place during the Vietnam War, or at least after the Vietnam War.
So 1960s?
Yeah, 1960s. And it's It's really good. It's got a lot of good actors in it. It's got
for sure. I've heard good things. So.
It's got Loki in it. It's got.
If it doesn't have Jack Black, I'm not watching it.
Dude, Jack Black.
Oh, you know who's in it?
I forgot he was in that fucking Peter Jackson movie.
John C. Reilly. He's in it too.
Oh, really? Huh.
Him, Samuel Jackson's in it.
Really? Wow.
This is literally the scene where he takes out his pistol and he looks like him from fucking Pulp Fiction.
Really?
It's so funny.
Damn.
Mm. I just remembered. What's it called? There's a movie. It has Morgan Freeman. I can't remember his name. He always plays Alfred in any of the Batman movies.
Michael Caine.
Something like that. Michael something, and some other older guy. And it's a movie about like they're getting like fucked in retirement, basically. Like,
oh, I've heard of this one.
It's like going in style.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
That's
they're gonna rob a bank.
And it's a bunch of old guys gonna rob a bank.
Oh my god!
And they're like practicing and shit. Like it's not out yet. I just seen a trailer. I'll show you the trailer after this. It's fucking hilarious.
That movie looks funny. Yeah.
And it's just like they're like practicing in like a convenience store.
I forget who the third guy was.
And like. Morgan Freeman like tries to stuff like a whole pork loin up his shirt to hide it like in shoplift. It's so fucking funny.
Damn, dude.
But I'm looking forward to that. That'll probably be like a movie I go and see like in theaters.
Hell yeah.
Dude, new Spider-Man.
Yeah, the new Spider-Man trailer as well. I watched Stephen King's It.
Oh
trailer.
Yeah, that one looks good too.
That looks fucking crazy. I saw there was a side-by-side comparison of the trailers.
Yep. Oh really?
Yeah, of like the first scene with the kid
and the going down the drain with the sailboat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes me. I would go back and watch the OG one.
Have you not watched it?
No, I've seen it. It's been a long time though.
It's pretty cheesy.
Yeah.
It's honestly like it's Stephen King. Mm-hmm. Like it's scary. Like the idea is scary. I think the book does it better. I think that what was that like 1984 or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's been a while, and technically it wasn't even a movie. It was a TV production, so the funding was probably cut way low. Mm-hmm. But it was a huge hit because it's a scary movie about clowns. And
yeah.
Fucking, you know.
How do you fuck that up?
Apparently, let Stephen King write it. I'm kidding. But, anyway, so yeah, that I was actually kind of surprised because that whole, image of the new It, just with the picture of the clown and the text, has been going around for a while. Yeah. And I'm just surprised that the trailer finally got released. So I'm glad it's coming. Yeah. That's good. I think who is it? I think it's Michael from Stranger Things is going to be in it. I think he's in the movie. I've never seen
Stranger Things.
Oh my god, dude! He's one of the main kids.
Is he the kid with the hat and he squints when he's
No, that's Dustin. That's Dustin. He has a great fucking smile though. He's funny as fuck. But anyway, where are we at?
They're pretty good.
Alright, cool. Shit, guys. Alright, this was a episode of the Quiet Hour Podcast. Thank y'all for listening, hanging out, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Later. Bye.